Mic check 1 2. It's the Y2K collector. It's early in the morning, and I'm actually here testing out some GameCube games that I picked out the other day. So just kind of adding to the GameCube collection with some of the cheaper but quality title games like Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Marvel Rise of the Imperfect. Just a lot of the Marvel games that I think are slept on and that did come out on other systems, but I'm choosing the GameCube as the platform to collect these because they're rather cheap. And the GameCube just has some very good vibrant colors. There are some Marvel games that I think look better on PS2, surprisingly, like Hulk Ultimate Destruction, I think is what it's called. I was almost going to get it on GameCube, but I actually think that's one of the cases, like one of the few cases where it actually plays and looks better on PS2. So I think I might do that on PS2. But anyway, it's not the reason for this morning's video. I'm continuing my conversation about the Switch games that I decided not to sell. I got a request about a week ago from someone asking me to show the different Switch games that I decided to keep in my collection. Last night I talked about why I'm not collecting for the Switch actively at the moment, and why I'm focusing more on retro, and but I still do have about 50 to 60 games in my Switch collection, so I figured I'd do part 2 and show you some more of the Switch games that I have in my collection that I did not sell and I kept in my collection. So this won't be a long one, won't dive too deep, but I'll show you some of what I've got here. So the first game that I kept in my Switch collection is Lilies. This was the first run of this game. I think they did like a second print run of this game. I saw unlimited run with, I think, a variant cover art. This was the first run that I think was released generally in stores. Like, I picked this copy up from Best Buy, if I'm not mistaken. And this is basically like a Metroidvania style. This is like a Metroidvania Souls-like type of game. It's real dark in nature, but has some really cool platforming and moves. It's just a really cool action RPG. This is one that I have not had a chance to dive into yet. Watched a ton of gameplay footage though, and decided to keep my copy sealed. I'll bust it open at one point, but you're gonna see in this stack, there's a ton of games that I'm already playing or have already started to play, so I've got some time on this one. The next game that I decided to keep was Blade Assault. Now, I almost did sell this game. This isn't anything special, right? This is just another like action platforming hack and slasher. But I did really like this one because it reminded me of games like Bite the Bullet, and a few other like action platformers that I have. So this is a cool one. Also Steel Assault, which that's one Switch game that I kind of wish I kept in my collection. I'm mad I sold Steel Assault, but it's all good. I still have the download version of that game, but I had it physical, and that's a really cool game. I'm not gonna lie. So I may have to get that one back on. There's a few games on the Switch that I may have to get back, but we'll get to those later. But yeah, Blade Assault's a cool one. I think this is still available in stores now, so you could probably find this game and pick it up. It's a pretty cool one. Check it out. So we have Ys 8. So Ys is special to me. I remember when I had just had my first daughter, and I was home a lot, and during the time that she'd be next to me sleeping, and I was getting into the Switch, I would play Ys. I think I had just gotten to a point where I wasn't really progressing any further, and so I just kind of put this down and I started playing Gris, because Gris was actually a lot more relaxing. I don't know, Gris was just a great way to take my mind off things. A really great game. I might go back to it. And it's one of those, Gris is one of those games that someone can enjoy watching you play. It's just funny. But anyway, back to Ys. Decided to keep this one just because this is one of the first games I actually had in my Switch collection. I do have it complete with the whole trading card and everything. I don't really know if that matters. I think there's a map that comes along with it too and stuff. Huge fan of this game though. Really like the colors. I like the whole hack and slash RPG style. And I actually was playing Ys Origins at the same time that I was playing this too. So this is a cool one. You can still find this, I think, in GameStop. They have these floating around. I mean, these have dried up. Like, they're not as common to see, but this is a good one. So I kept these in my collection. I don't need to really even explain why I kept this. Y'all know. Y'all know how I feel about River City Girls. This is the original River City Girls on the Nintendo Switch with that whole reflective cover. Man, top 3 beat 'em ups for me, man. I know there's a lot of beat 'em ups out there. When you think about Streets of Rage and Final Fight and Turtles in Time and all those games, but River City Girls is a sick beat 'em up game. This is an old game too by now. If you haven't tried this, and you don't want to spend the price to buy it, download this game today, give it a shot. I guarantee you will be playing it the whole day. It's a fun one. Again, this also, I had it complete with all the trading cards and everything like that in the manual. So really cool game, man. Check this one out. This is an expensive one, and I think it's going to stay expensive. This is one of those Switch games that I do think will always be expensive, especially on the physical, just because it's a dope game. Everything, even the cover art, look at the font style and everything. It's just really cool game, man. I like the way they did it. Good job on this one. Next up, this is another one of my faves, one of my all-time favorite hack and slash games. I have this game on Switch and PlayStation 4. I had multiple copies of this game at one point. But this is the I think this is the first print run through limited run games of Blasphemous. This is a classic hack and slash style game. I think years down the line, Blasphemous will be looked at the same way we look at games like Hagane and stuff like that. I think it's just that good. I think the story is that intriguing. I think the sprite work is that well done. I think the controls and the moves in this game are also that well done. The battle mechanics. This is not a button mashing style game. You can't just run around, you know, XXXX, you know, hacking and slashing all day. You actually have to take your time, study your opponent, learn their moves, time the attacks. You have to use a wide range of your attacks and abilities. This is one of those games that's not just your average, just Metroidvania hack and slasher. Blasphemous actually makes you think. The backtracking in this game is a little annoying to me. Just because I don't like to backtrack personally. It's just, especially when I'm having a hard time just figuring out what I need to get and to keep progressing through the game. But that aside, I do like Blasphemous. I think it's a really cool game and it's definitely worth a try. I prefer playing it on the PlayStation 4. That's just me. Not to say that it's not good on the Switch, but this is one I'm definitely not trading out of my Switch collection at all. Blossom Tales. So I'm not really one for the top-down RPGs like that. There was a point where I was like Zelda crazy and I was playing like Link to the Past like every day on Switch Online at that, right? On my Nintendo Switch. That was really what I started playing Link to the Past on the Switch. It's funny enough. But Blossom Tales is it's basically like a recreation of that, just with some different action RPG elements. You know, you've got it's almost got like some twin stick shooter elements to it. I think I downloaded this one and played it a little bit, but for whatever reason, this limited run copy, the physical copy, at one point this thing was like $200. I don't know what was going on with this game. I don't know where it's at now, but this is one that I decided to keep. I'm going to keep it in the collection just because I know this one's going to be harder to find. It's going to be harder to buy later on down the road, and I got it for retail, so it makes no sense for me to do that. They do have Blossom Tales 2, but I don't know if it holds the same, if it's holding water the way this one is. Dust. To me, Dust ranks right up there with like River City Girls and Blasphemous, in terms of just how great the game is. This is a lot more relaxing. River City Girls is definitely more adrenaline. Blasphemous is more strategy. Dust, in terms of just like a hack and slash action platforming game, is just, it's fun, but it's definitely on the calmer side of fun. The music is very relaxed and ethereal. It's, you know, it's really soft. The characters are cute and fuzzy, and it has like this enchantment to it that I think really sucks you in. And I think this is one of those games that if you're into like just really cool stories and, you know, you don't mind the whole cutesy side of it, this game has a lot to offer. Again, for me, this game falls right up there with like River City Girls and Blasphemous in my collection. And this is just one of those games that I'll never sell. Not to mention it's crazy expensive, man. It's like this game This is another one of those expensive limited run games. Not all limited run games are expensive, but the earlier ones, oh heck yeah, these are the ones that are like retarded, right? I think this is number 12, right? So this is the 12th release. Let's see. So that was number 12. Oh, this is 56. What was Blasphemous? Blasphemous, this is blocked, so I can't really see it. River City Girls was 45. Yeah, so once you start getting like to those limited run games that are like under like the first 50 to 75 releases, those are the ones that are like retarded expensive, because they're up to like, I don't know, 300 now. I don't know where they're at in terms of their releases, but they're crazy expensive. Okay, so we have on the other side of the fence, we have another company that was releasing limited games. That's Strictly Limited, of course. I don't think Strictly Limited is as popular as Limited Run in general, but collectors know about Strictly Limited for sure. And they release, in my opinion, I feel like Strictly Limited does a better job of releasing more of those niche games that are, they release more hitters, in my opinion, which is why usually, especially in the beginning, those Strictly Limited games now are like really expensive. R-Type Dimensions is definitely one of them. You're able to play, you know, Super R-Type, R-Type and R-Type 2 on this one, and then you're able to play it in different modes, in different graphical modes. This was one of the earlier releases, as you could see as well. This was their 17th release. This is another one of those games that was just like crazy expensive at one point, like 200 bucks. I know this has come down. Maybe it's at 150, maybe it's at 175. I don't know. It's still really expensive for a Switch game. So I kept this one primarily because I'm a huge fan of shoot 'em ups. Anyone who watches the channel, you know this is the genre that I love. And so I kept this one. This one will not be traded. This will definitely stay in the Switch collection. It's a shoot 'em up. If you've heard of R-Type, or if you know about R-Type, it's basically R-Type, just on the Switch. Xeno Crisis. This is one that I'm definitely never trading away or selling. This is a game that was originally released on the Neo Geo. It's a top-down shooter game, but the sprite work is amazing. Beautiful looking game. This was another Strictly Limited release, as you can see, Strictly Limited number 19. Really good looking game, difficult to find. If you try to get this on the Neo Geo, forget it. You're paying thousands to buy this game. So the port to the Switch is actually pretty cool. I think they ported it to other systems too. Like I think it's on the Dreamcast. You can play this game on Dreamcast. I'm not sure what other systems you're able to play this game on. I think maybe PS4. I don't know if I got a PS4 release or an Xbox release, but on the Switch, this one was really expensive. I know at one point, $250 or so. This has probably come down. It's probably in the like mid 100s or something. But this is one that I'm going to keep in the collection, not trading it away. Blasphemous 2. This is neither rare nor expensive. You could probably walk into GameStop today and buy this, but I'm not trading this away because I'm a huge fan of the series. I loved part 1, put a lot of hours into part 1. And part 2, I know, just improves on a lot of the mechanics in part 1, and the fact that you have different weapons that look really dope, more abilities, more moves. Definitely wanted to get this. Haven't had a chance to attack it yet the way I want to, but I will. Taking my time. It is in my library, and that's the cool thing about selling a lot of my Switch games. Like that backlog was just crazy. Like I wasn't gonna get to all those Switch games, not at all. So you know, this is cool. I already know what the game is gonna feel and play like after just spending so much time with part 1. Definitely excited to dive into part 2. The Mighty Goose. Now I've put some hours into Mighty Goose, not as much as I've put into Blasphemous and some of the other games on this list, but Mighty Goose just embodies a lot of the things that I loved about gaming in the late 90s and early 2000s. Just animal, you know, the way they take, you know, common animals and turn them into these, you know, souped up superheroes and characters with just all these amazing weapons and gadgets. It's like this bionic duck who's running and gunning Metal Slug style. This is just like a Metal Slug style action kind of platforming game, like a run and gun shooter. And the graphics, it's really the sprite work and the graphics and the music that does it for me with Mighty Goose. If you're a fan of Metal Slug, Gunstar Heroes, you know, just anything, you know, if you're a fan of like games like Hunt Down, which is not an old school game, that's more of a modern release, but if you like that stuff, you're gonna love this game. It's a shorter one, but it's a fun one, and this is just one that I'm not trading away. This is neither rare nor expensive. You could probably pick up a copy of Mighty Goose for 30 bucks. So if you've never heard of this one, check it out. I've raved about this game a ton, but this is just a really cool game. I'm not trading this away from my Switch collection. This is a great one. And last but not least, for the second round, I might have two more episodes of this. I think I have another stack of just regular Switch games, and then I'll show you all the special edition Switch games I decided to keep. But here we have R-Type Final 2. You just saw me talk about R-Type Dimensions. I had R-Type Final 1 on the PS1. I actually sold it when I sold like 2/3 of my PlayStation 2 collection. I'm still burnt about that to this day. Yes, yes, yes. I'm mad about all the retro games that I sold. That's why I'm slowly trying to get them back in my collection. But yeah, so R-Type Final 2 it's a cool take on the second one. I think a lot of people were hoping to get something that felt a little bit more like R-Type Delta, which is, you know, me personally, that's what I would like. R-Type Final isn't bad, and R-Type Final 2 isn't bad either. These just seem like it's a cool one, right? So I'm not gonna trade it because I'm a huge fan of the shoot 'em up genre, and I'm a fan of the R-Type series. However, I would have liked something with more of an R-Type Delta feel and gameplay style. The R-Type games are not like shoot 'em ups that you can like rush through. You have to play them at their speed, and really kind of learn the maps and really learn how to dodge and make your way through. But R-Type Final 2 was a cool addition to the series. I had it on the Switch and the PS4. I sold my PS4 version and kept the Switch version, but this is a cool one. This is, again, not rare or expensive at all. You could probably pick this up for 30-40 bucks on the Switch, but this is a cool game. And that does it for round 2 of the Switch games that I just am not willing to sell or remove from my collection at this point. These are just all games that are really dope to me. I've played a good chunk. I would say about 70% of these games here, I've played them. I enjoy them. And they're just games that really fit my style, you know, action platforming, beat 'em ups, hack and slash, shoot 'em ups. That's just what I'm into. Let me know if you have any of these in your Switch collection now, if you've played any of these games, or if you agree that these are some of the best games for their genre on the Switch. It's the Y2K Collector. I'm gonna heat up this coffee, get back downstairs, and try my hand again at R-Type. Hopefully you're enjoying this Sunday, and I'll probably be cranking out some videos for you guys today. I have a little bit of time, so I'll be putting some stuff out, and then I've also got to put out my normal video. Been having some technical difficulties, but hopefully I can make it through some of that today and kind of get out a good one for you. That does it for me. I'm the Y2K Collector. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I will see you later. Take it easy.